Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel here at Crypto Nation. Here we have another episode of Crypto Nation Reacts. Tell me, guys, what you think. Before we get started, please, if you're new here, you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. And everybody, go ahead and smash the like button, and that's also totally free of charge. Anyways, let's get right on to it. This is another episode of Crypto Nation Reacts with the Altcoin Daily. The title of this video is called BlackRock Bitcoin ETF Days Away. Crypto is about to explode. So this is what they're saying. We all know January 10th is the big day, but now there's rumors going around that it could be delayed, but we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens by to see if this go ahead and get approved by January 10th. Anyways, let's get right onto it. Let's see what they're talking about here.
For the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF, I am flabbergasted that more people aren't talking about this. In the final hours, your biggest enemies reveal themselves. We were right the entire time. It is amazing that we have access to this information. The general public has no idea what is about to happen. Not that they couldn't know, they just don't know. They don't know they should be looking. BlackRock and 11 plus others are days away from getting approval from the SEC for their spot Bitcoin ETF. Gary Gensler and the SEC just keep losing. You know about the SEC's major setback with Binance back in June. You know about the SEC's two major losses with Ripple in July and October. You of course know about the SEC's landmark loss against Grayscale, making all of these spot ETFs possible. Well, another major L for Gary Gensler just happened. The SEC deeply regrets their misleading statements and other errors in the crypto case. The crypto company in question, called Digital Licensing Inc. or Debtbox. So what happened? The SEC's attorney apologized to a judge on Thursday for misrepresenting facts used to secure a restraining order and asset freeze against the crypto firm. The SEC basically lied, made stuff up, carried out actions against this company.
Are you going to let the greedy heating companies and their crazy high prices decide if your family is allowed to stay warm this winter? Here's how.
And the judge basically just made them apologize, and now there'll be repercussions on the SEC. Another L for Gary. Another one. Huge news for the BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF. I am flabbergasted that more people aren't talking about this. BlackRock just dropped its updated S1, and it does name the APs. It does name the authorized participants, Jane Street and JP Morgan. Kind of ironic, kind of iconic. Looks like we have our first horse at the starting gate. In the final hours, your biggest enemies reveal themselves. We were right the entire time. So just to be clear, the AP names were not due in the S1s. So BlackRock adding them in there, bit of a flex in that regard. So if we see other S1s not naming APs, doesn't mean that they don't have ones lined up. But this does make BlackRock the first horse officially ready. So obviously, it's looking more and more like the 11 plus spot Bitcoin ETFs is a done deal. You'd basically need the highest rungs of the government to step in and stop these things from being approved. So basically, we're talking about Joe Biden or somebody pretty high up there, like Joe Biden. Would Joe Biden stop the ETFs from happening? Does he even know about it? I don't think he would if he knew about it. Plus, it's an election year, guys. It's an election year. Keep that in mind. Very positive. Again, I want to point this out to you. This is a classic example of watch what they do, not what they say. It was not but 3 weeks ago that JP Morgan's CEO, Jamie Dimon, made the remarks, "If I were the government, I'd shut it down."
He pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Now he wants a piece of it. He wants a piece of that digital gold. So all the...
Yeah, I swear, bro. Jamie Dimon, he's the biggest hypocrite. He's just a scumbag, man. He's a scumbag. Definitely, he's all part. You got to think Jamie Dimon. He's part of the big bankers. He's part of the big banking families. He's connected. So, he wanted to try to kill crypto, but at the same time, he wanted to crash the prices, but secretly buy into Bitcoin and crypto. We all know what his game is. He's a pure market manipulator. That's all he is. You know, pure market manipulator.
Biggest players are in now. Again, more evidence the approval is days away. In the final hours, your biggest enemies reveal themselves. We were right the entire time. And just so you understand JP Morgan's role as APs with BlackRock, this will be their role. APs play a critical role in the functioning of ETFs. They are responsible for creating and redeeming ETF shares. They help maintain the liquidity and proper functioning of the ETFs by facilitating the process of creating and redeeming shares in response to demand, especially important for a product like a Bitcoin ETF, where the underlying asset is not a traditional security. APs would likely be responsible for managing the creation and redemption of shares in exchange for cash or Bitcoin, helping to align the ETF's market price with the net asset value of its underlying asset. The deadline for all of these amendments is today. That's why we're seeing all of this happen. We love a good last-minute dash. And we are seeing all of these applications get refiled and updated. Valkyrie just refiled their spot Bitcoin ETF. VanEck just submitted their update for their spot Bitcoin ETF. In addition, they also dropped a new commercial. Honey, the new Bitcoin ETF ad just dropped. Tell me what you think.
You know, it's amazing to me the tremendous impact that the home computers have had on everyone. And yet it seems that people I've talked to say that it takes you longer to do something by putting it into a computer and calling it up again than if you just kept simple records yourself in the house.
Coinbase just replaced its head of custody. You recall that Coinbase is doing the Bitcoin custody for BlackRock and over half of the spot ETF applicants. Coinbase replaces its head of custody as the company gears up to provide services for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Goldman Sachs even changing their tune. Spot Bitcoin ETF approval will bring more institutional investors into crypto, says Goldman Sachs exec. I am hugely bullish on the future of this whole industry, and this cycle specifically, hugely bullish because of the halving, because of BlackRock, because of the ETFs. Understand this, BlackRock is not our savior. They will tell you to buy as they click sell, and that's okay. Know the beast, understand the game, keep buying dips, and have a 10-year time horizon. What do you think about this? To me, this means that when Bitcoin's 150K or whatever the number is, BlackRock, that's when they're really going to ramp up going on TV saying how Bitcoin's going to take the market cap of gold at 500K, and that's when they'll begin selling. Not that I don't think Bitcoin can get to 500K. Talking about just being near the top in general, they're going to click sell, and that's okay. Know the beast, understand the game. But of course, we have the Ethereum spot ETF coming up. This is going to be huge. Purely narratively wise, this cycle, this is going to be a huge narrative for Ethereum. And then when it actually happens, it's going to be huge for Ethereum too. But what happens after Bitcoin? What happens after Ethereum? What happens after the Solana ETF? I think a Solana ETF is coming. At least I think in the next 2 years, we're going to be hearing a lot of people talking about how they think a Solana ETF is coming. And it just might be. I think it's very possible. Then after that, BlackRock Spot Chainlink ETF? Why not? Is there any reason why Chainlink wouldn't be next? So, do you have one Bitcoin?
No mention of ICP. I'm telling you, they're going to keep overlooking ICP, man. ICP, we know that ICP is the real Web3. Everything can be built on chain. Hey, they keep ignoring ICP. Hey, okay, it's going to take the crypto market by storm. Yes, and I believe in the future that could possibly even be an ICP, Internet Computer Spot ETF. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not this cycle. Maybe possibly the next cycle. They're gonna eventually they're gonna have to respect ICP for what it does. It's obviously the superior blockchain right there.
If you have one Bitcoin, you are well ahead of the curve if you see how Bitcoin distribution is. Hell, even if you just have fractions of a Bitcoin, you're doing very well, way ahead of the curve. And it's really more about timing, right? It's really more about timing. And it is time. 2012, 2016, 2020. Now? So many of my friends who were waiting for Bitcoin to go lower at 32K are now buying Bitcoin at 43K. Interesting to see human/market psychology play out in real life. Are you seeing this? Do you have any experiences like this? What happens when Bitcoin starts consolidating near all-time highs? What happens when Bitcoin breaks new all-time highs? 2024 is going to be great. Subscribe to the channel, join Altcoin Daily. We put out one video every day, keeping you informed. If you're interested in making money in cryptocurrency, subscribe.
All right, there we have it for the Altcoin Daily. Tell me what you think. What do you guys' opinion? You guys think this is gonna go ahead and get approved January 10th? Tell me what you guys think. Me, I'm gonna, I don't know, because they play games. Like I said in my last video, they're gonna try to do something to manipulate the market. But either way it goes, I'm not selling my crypto. I'm locked and loaded because we're on the right side of history. History shows, we're in our bull run. Selling off your crypto now, that could be the worst thing you can do right now. The absolutely worst thing you can do because we came this far. Like I said, we got 2024, 25 because our bull run is going to go possibly until like, the spring, possibly the spring of 2025. But, we'll see because by then that'll be about the top. A lot of people's going to be selling their bags by 2025 anyways. That'll be about the peak, going, I'll say by between January and like March of 2025. Most of the transfer of wealth is going to be already made during our time. Anyways, hey, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget, if you're new here, if you like the content, subscribe and hit that like button. It's totally free. Thanks for tuning in again. Hope everybody have a good Saturday and a happy New Year. See you guys in the next one. Take care.